All right. So the hobo philosopher hasn't made an appearance in quite a long time. But I'd recently watched a YouTube short, and I shared it on my Facebook. It really had me laying here in my bed. It's about 10:30? Yeah, about 10:30 at night. Had me laying in my bed really thinking about shit. Basically, it's just a short video. I haven't looked into what this guy said. I mean, he seems, the video seems like, he's a somewhat respected physicist. Not sure exactly what he studies and blah, 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 and whatever. But it kind of had me thinking. So his video, he was saying quantum particles can communicate with each other, even, throughout time. Like, a quantum particle can communicate with a similar quantum particle even in the past, which would mean, now this, I'm sure his is just a theory. There's nothing proven on this, and the mainstream scientific community probably doesn't agree with him yet. But, see, quantum particles have been proven. Well, I mean, basically proven. It's probably as much as on our realm that we'll be able to physically prove it. They've been observed being, a quantum particle can be in different places at the same time. It's been observed. And as far as I understand, now I'm not a physicist. I can kind of understand the physicist stuff, the quantum physics and stuff, kind of, I've watched a lot of videos, read a few papers, blah, 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 kind of understand it. So, on a quantum particle can be in different places at the same time. And that's been observed, through CERN, a Large Hadron Collider thing, and blah, blah, blah. But what I understand is we don't know exactly if that particle is in another dimension, another place in our universe, another place in our timeline, a whole different, like a whole different alternate universe. Like mainstream physics believes there probably is alternate universes that, where our timeline splits off and blah, blah, blah. So where's that particle sending this data to? This guy says it could be sending it to the past, theoretically, which could change our past. Like that particle sending information from right now to our past could alter the past, which makes sense. In a way, this is where my hobo philosophy is coming in. It makes sense if we are in a simulation, which almost every scientist out there, the majority of scientists out there, agree that mathematically it is more probable that we are living in a simulation than we are not. Now, science has not proven this in one iota, but mathematically it's more probable. Okay? So, take that as it will. So, what happens in a simulation? All right? A computer. Now, a simulation on this level, that would simulate our entire universe, we would be on a computer that we couldn't even imagine. Some quantum, whatever. But if this is a simulation, that means all the data from our past and probably our future has already been determined. So is it not possible to alter that data? I mean, think about the Matrix. Now, the Matrix is a completely different type of simulation than, like, the whole universe simulation theory. The Matrix is a whole different theory, whatever. I mean, it's similar, but it's a whole different. They're just trying to create a reality in the Matrix where probably, if we are a simulation, the simulation was made for scientific purposes by some far advanced civilization way before us to, try to study what the universe is. Okay? And so they made a simulation, and the simulation created us and everything around us. That's what's probably, like, it's not some aliens trying to control us, bro. Like, I'm a firm believer in the simulation theory. Like, we are not, we are sentient beings. The simulation's advanced enough. We're sentient beings. We can probably alter the simulation. It was probably, I don't know if it was designed that way, but it became that way. I don't know. These are deep thoughts, and it's kind of just flustering through my head at 10:30 at night. But I'm not drunk. I've only been a beer in, sipping on my beer now. Okay, so back to the video I shared. It was just some 30-second clip of some physicist talking about crap. So he said, like, we can observe a quantum particle, and it can relay data to either its counterpart or another quantum particle somewhere else. Which has somewhere else, like in the quantum realm, that somewhere else could be time, somewhere else in time. Like, the timeline doesn't exist in the quantum realm. It's just all happening at once. But the time, another dimension. What do they say? Mainstream physics says there's like 13 dimensions, and we're only on the fourth one. So, like, the universe is so much more complex than we can even conceive. We're number 4 of 13 or something like that, 11, or it's a much bigger number than our fourth dimension. So, where was I at? Gather thoughts. These thoughts are still just processing through my head, so I just wanted to make a video. I might even remake this video. Might not even share it. I don't know. Just thoughts that I felt like preserving. So, okay, so like I said, it's been proven through, the CERN, Hadron Collider, and stuff like that particles can exist somewhere else, in other realms, other realities, other universes, I don't know, something. Also, I can't remember the exact numbers, but you can look it up. I'm not far off. Something like, we only know from the Big Bang, our scientists, the guys, the mainstream, blah, 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 blah guys, and they all agree on this, we only know about like 4%, 6% of the energy released in the Big Bang. So we only know like less than 10% of what's really out there. Now we have a lot of ideas. You know, physics basically is math, all right? So they got these crazy mathematical formulas and just math that, I mean, I'm kind of a math guy. I call myself a math whiz. These formulas and ideas are just so complex. And that's where these guys get their theories, and they prove it through the math, all right? Because math don't lie until you get to the quantum realm. And the math it quits working. It just quits. I don't know. Which means physics, the laws of physics, aren't really laws of physics. If those laws break down when you get to the quantum space, they're just ideas at that point. I don't know. It's a thought, and I don't know. I am definitely not the physicist. I'm gonna call this a philosophy thing. But no, this video is a lot sloppier than it is supposed to be in my head. But I don't know. It's something crazy to think about. All right, so okay, let's say this is a simulation. Does that matter at all? Does it really matter? To us, to me, to you watching this video, to that damn squirrel climbing up that tree over there, to the bird flying past. Does it matter to any of us if it's a simulation? Not really. Because we're all sentient beings, and that's for sure, living our reality, which is this. My reality right now is sitting underneath the tarp, talking to you, and your reality right now is scrolling through Facebook or YouTube or whatever and watching me ramble. That's our realities. We chose these realities. There's a whole nother, there's another thing I watched a video on is about free will. Oh, that was a good one. Neil deGrasse Tyson's, he's kind of gone on a little rampage with the free will thing. I've seen quite a few videos and podcasts with him talking about it. It's really interesting. But, where was that at? I got stuck. This video's definitely not going as coherent as I had planned. There's a moth buzz in my head. There's beetles in here earlier, a little bit ago. Oh my God, they were driving me nuts. This big old, just not the Japanese beetles, but the little orange ones. Just annoying. But so, okay. Simulation theory. If you don't know anything about a simulation theory, look it up. There's a lot of videos. Go to YouTube. There's a lot of videos. They dumb it down for people that don't know science. Make it kind of understandable. It's not like the Matrix, but it's not really far off. My idea of it. Now, I believe in the simulation theory. I truly believe we are living in a simulation. Like I'm going to say we're not physically real, but we are, even in a simulation. Because, okay, so let's say we're not in a simulation and the whole universe is the whole universe. Nothing but particles. That's all we are. If we're not in a simulation, we're a bunch of particles put together to create the being that is us. And the beings that are those trees out there. And the cat going down the street. Nothing but particles. just put together in the right way to make us what we are. How is that any different from us being bits of information? Because what a bit of information is a little piece of energy, which is a particle, a little bit of energy being transferred to create some whatever computer do its thing. Basically, a simulation is a bunch of particles put together as energy and not as a physical mass. What simulation is. I think I am going to post this video as it is, because these are some of the thoughts that go through my head late at night. Just sitting here scrolling through YouTubes and stuff. Like, YouTube, I got a lot of science stuff on YouTube, and I'll read some papers and stuff, and yeah, usually a beer or two in. I mean, not drunk, but yeah, not entirely sober neither. That's where the good thoughts, the free thoughts, start really flowing. It's when you've had a beer or two. But it's interesting shit to think about. Not that it matters none. We're not going to change our reality either way. It don't matter. It just don't matter. In the grand scheme of things. Okay, maybe we are. Maybe we are in the Matrix. If we're in the Matrix, unless we're Neo, Keanu Reeves, it doesn't matter what we think about being in the Matrix, because we're in the Matrix. Now, I don't think we're in the Matrix, but a computer simulation, it's some super advanced, like, the Matrix wouldn't even do it justice. Like, it is way past the level of the Matrix. Which, if you look at, okay, so look at human technology. All right, and I watched a video. I can't remember the exact numbers on this. Human technology, since we invented fire, since we harnessed fire, the cavemen, human technology has been on almost a perfectly straight timeline to its advancements. Okay? From then till now. If we continue on that timeline, then in like 1,200 years or something, we will be able to simulate, us humans, we will be able to simulate the entire universe, like every particle in it. So think about advanced civilizations out there in the universe and maybe 10,000 years older than us. If we could possibly do it in 1,200 years, they're 10... Dude, simulating us right now will be like us playing Minecraft. You know, something along them levels. It's crazy to think. I think we're 100 years ago. We were like just getting the hang of automobiles and the telephone. Well, telephone's about 150 years ago, I think. What's gonna be like in 1,000 years from now if we don't kill ourselves by then? That's a whole nother theory right there. But you know, the way human technology has gone since caveman days when we harnessed fire, it's basically been on a straight plane ever since. You know, the fire, the wheel, the mathematics, understanding space, just everything, like everything. Been on straight, what's that, 15,000 years? something like that. Not even a huge amount of time when it comes to life on Earth. Not even here. Oh, that's another thing. Okay, this video is we're gonna deviate. What was the post I saw on Facebook? I commented on it. What did it say? Hold on. I'm trying to get the exact words because it got me really thinking about shit too this morning. That was this morning. What did it say? I can't remember. Oh no, maybe we might scratch that one. I can't really think of it. But I was gonna go there. I remember it was good, but I can't quite think. That's a problem with me. My memory, I can think some stuff. That's why I'm putting this on video. I can think some really cool stuff. I think it's cool stuff. I imagine a lot of people probably think it's cool stuff because I've gone on rambling rants and people are like, dude, that's pretty cool. You're pretty smart. It ain't so much about being smart. It's just thinking outside the box, just thinking like complex thinking. And some of the people that have called me really smart, I personally think they're pretty smart. So, yeah. Like, that's why I call them, I'm not a scientist. I didn't do bad in science in school, high school and college. I did pretty good in science. But it was just remembering facts and stuff. But I was very interested in it. I don't think my brain's on a level to, like, go out and do Stephen Hawking stuff. Not even close. Now, to kind of understand what Neil deGrasse Tyson and Stephen Hawking and these guys, Carl Sagan, I can kind of understand what they're saying. And when they start talking, getting into science, I can kind of get it. I'm not going to be able to do the equations. Not in a million years. Not even going to try. Which, also back to the simulation theory, the fact that everything scientific can be proven through math, that leads a lot more credibility to simulation theory. Because there is, like, if it's a whole bunch of particles, billions and billions and hundreds of billions and trillions of particles floating around this universe, how does math explain it? I mean, how can these physicists can get the math down and explain things that we can't even see with our human eyes? So, I mean, I don't know. If it was a computer, math makes complete sense. Just complete sense. Because to be a computer, in some way, every single thing has to be mathematical. Everything. That's how computers work. Ones and zeros. And the most complex computer that will ever be created will come down to some point, when you break it down far enough, will come down to ones and zeros. That's it. It don't matter. And that's the only way computers can work. Computers are artificial intelligence. Like every computer, like the Oregon Trail. Now, it's not AI like, we think of AI, like sentient AI or whatever. But it is its own intelligence, creating its own thoughts based on ones and zeros.